Well, there goes the Saab Gripen roaring into the sky, waking people up, and I'm joined by Dave Majunda from our US office. Hi, Dave.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going well. We'll have a job at talking over this Saab Gripen, but we'll give it a go. Now, for people that didn't see yesterday's stream, Dave, tell us a little bit about this aircraft.
Well, it's built by the Swedes. It was designed for their own purposes to replace their JAS 37 Viggen, and this was essentially their fourth generation replacement for that aircraft.
Now, what's the aircraft's capabilities? How fast can this aircraft go?
It'll top out around 1.8 Mach. It's which is fairly standard. Most aircraft in operational configuration don't go any faster than 1.5 Mach, so anything above that is really almost irrelevant. It's in a kind of a combat configuration, I'll do about 1.5, which is about typical. Top end speed is around 1.8, which is also not bad. It's around the same as an FA-18, but most modern fighters, will touch Mach 2. But that's only when they're stripped bare of any of their external stores of weapons or anything. The only thing that can really do Mach 2 in a combat configuration is an F-22 and the MiG-25 and MiG-31, which will actually do 3.2 Mach.
Yeah, well, it's still pretty fast. I think the limit for this display is something like 600 knots.
Yeah, usually they want to keep it below the sound barrier, obviously, which you don't want to break inside the country. Usually it's about 600 knots, around 0.95 Mach-ish for most aircraft. They want to keep a little barrier, a little bit of a cushion so that they don't accidentally, boom the audience.
Yeah, I was at the pilot briefing. The instructions they give, the flying regulations for the show, when they give the pilots each morning, are very much about ensuring that they don't fly directly over the top of the crowd, that they stay north of the crowd, and that when they exit the fly arena, that they bank up so they're not creating massive noise pollution for the buildings around.
As much as they can within the constraints, but really you don't fully get to experience what these aircraft can do unless you're out there with an operational unit.
Well, that's right, yes. And talking of operational performance and operational tasks, this Gripen, I believe the Gripen has been over to Libya, but perhaps not in combat.
Well, they were technically in combat. They were flying combat air patrols over Libya. The Swedes didn't want them to drop any ordnance, which is understandable. I mean, everyone has their preferences. I mean, the Swedes tend not to like to intervene in other countries' affairs, which other countries sometimes like to do.
I guess from the pilot's perspective, they're quite keen on actually demonstrating the capabilities of the aircraft.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on your pilot, generally speaking. I mean, remember, the guys who are actually going into the combat have the most to lose, so I'm not sure they would necessarily want to go into combat. I mean, usually most people pray for peace and, do the best they have to in case of war. And in this case, I mean, like a lot of the companies, they'll manage to show off a lot of their hardware and in a combat situation such as it was. So it was good for them. And
yeah, no, fair point. Actually, talking of pilot's experience, pilot eye view of things, actually Dave has got a chance to go on an aircraft tomorrow and really experience it. Tell us about that, Dave.
Yes, I'm going to be flying with Boeing's Super Hornet demonstration. Well, it'll be on a Super Hornet. They haven't told me yet whether it'll be a Navy or Boeing pilot, but it's actually moved up to Thursday now. But it should be pretty interesting. I have lots of friends who have flown with and against, and also actually inside the Super Hornet as well. I mean, as a pilot, and yeah, the Navy pilots love it, but the Air Force guys have some criticisms, though they love the avionics. So.